Hi Pisces, welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you sharing your energy with me. Be sure and like and follow, subscribe on both my platforms. I'm trying to grow my collective on both so that I can reach more people with my messages. I also give away free tarot readings on both, so if you're interested in entering the drawing, you can go to my website and scroll all the way to the bottom and sign up for my newsletter. That will send me an email with your email address, and then I can enter you into the drawing. And let me know if you follow on both platforms so that I can enter you in twice, and that will give you 2 opportunities to win. So, and check out my website while you're there. You can see all my services and everything, and it's very interactive, and there's some free downloads too if you're interested. So I'm going to pull cards for your energy, your person's energy, and then the relationship's energy. And then I did bring out some additional oracle cards for additional messages. So in your energy, we have the King of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the 5 of Cups. Okay. In your person's energy, we have the 6 of Swords, the 8 of Cups. Wow. Okay. And the 5 of Swords. Man. The overall energy of the relationship, we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the 4 of Pentacles. On the bottom, we have the Hermit. So I always take that bottom card because it's kind of like the underlying energy of the reading. And then we have the Hermit. So this is about like soul searching. It is about going within, maybe being in solitude, meditating, and just kind of, trying to find the answers within. And that could have been what your person has been going through, because we have the 6 of Swords and this 8 of Cups. So they're clearly walking away from something, and they could have been doing some soul searching in order to do that. So we'll get more into it. But in your energy is awesome, Pisces. So we have the King of Wands, which is fire energy. Cancer. Aries, Leo, Sag. It doesn't mean you're dealing with a fire sign, but this is about like... So the King of Wands is, like I said, fire sign. They're very ambitious, entrepreneur type of energy. He has a very good leader, but it's also about seeing the bigger picture here. So, and then you had the Ace of Swords, which is about clarity and truth. So I feel like you're kind of seeing the bigger picture, and you're getting some clarity on this grief and loss, this whatever this loss was that occurred. And that could be involving this person. It could be another loss that you were dealing with. But, they're focused on these 3 cups and what's lost here, but they're not seeing the 2 cups here behind them and what they have coming in for them. So I feel like that's ending for you. Whatever this grief, this loss was, you're definitely seeing like the bigger picture here. You're getting some clarity on things after that occurred. So in your person's energy, we have the 6 of Swords, and this is like moving on to calmer waters, moving to, they're moving to a different area here. So it could be like physically moving. They could be physically moving. It could just be like mentally they're moving on here. And then we have the 8 of Cups, which is also about moving on, leaving things behind. And the cups are about emotions. So I feel like this is, thoughts and emotions here. They're definitely moving on after some conflict. So they have the 5 of Swords here, which is about being conflicted. It is about like winning at all costs, but I feel like this is just obstacles and conflict here. And like I said, that could be involving you. It could be involving another person. They could just be moving on from conflict that they were dealing with. And that could have been an internal conflict with this Hermit here. They could have been dealing with some internal conflicts going on within them. And that could have been mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever those conflicts were for them. And that could have been, just in general, like I said, with their job. But that could have been about you. Maybe they were doing some soul searching on moving on from another relationship that was conflicting. There could have been conflict in that relationship, or it could have just been, like a conflicting move for them. You know what I mean? To like move from one relationship to another and to go with another person can be conflicting. So, but they've definitely been doing some soul searching, and they're moving on and leaving that conflict behind. So the overall energy of the relationship, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is So this is like a financial offer, but this is a stable offer. So I feel like you're moving into like a more of a stable time, more stable energy. So the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest Knight. It is a very slow moving energy. Pentacles are not fast, but I feel like that's a good thing in this situation, especially if they were leaving behind something conflicting. They kind of need to, maybe still heal a little bit from that, but just take things slow. And then we have the Emperor here, which is about, taking control, taking leadership. It is also very stable energy. So with the Pentacles here and the Emperor here, and then you have another Pentacles, I feel like this is going to be a very stable, grounded type of energy. The Four of Pentacles here could also be about like they were holding back. It is also about stability. So this is definitely a very stable relationship, and however that looks for you. It could be financially, spiritually, emotionally. It could be all of the above, just a very stable type of energy. But there could have been a period where they were holding back and kind of withdrawn, because the Hermit can be a very withdrawn energy. So, that could just be for some of you. Maybe they've been withdrawn and now they're moving on from that and kind of taking this step towards you after holding back. But all three of these cards to me represent very stable. It's just a stability. So this could, like I said, emotionally, spiritually, financially, this is just a very stable type of person and stable type of relationship. So I really like that for you, Pisces. So let's see. What do they not see coming, Spirit? What does Pisces not see coming? Okay. Awesome. Okay. So we have the Six of Pentacles, which is, it can be about like a gift. It's a very giving energy. So this person, you could be receiving a gift from this person. This could just be you receiving a gift, because we had the Six of Pentacles, and then you have the Star, which is like a wish fulfillment and a gift. It's hope, renewal after, whatever it was that maybe them pulling away. And maybe that's the loss you did feel, maybe because they were, in hermit mode and they kind of went into solitude. But either way, you guys are coming out of that. This is also about like give and take. This is a very giving, type of energy. So maybe there's a lot of give and take in this relationship. Maybe they're just very giving. But this is definitely wish fulfillment coming in here. And then we have Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is maybe seeing things differently, doing things differently. So the Seven of Swords can be seen negatively as like secrets and lies, but I don't feel that with these other cards. I feel like it's very giving. And with the Seven of Swords, it could be just about like strategically building a stable ground together, but it's also about just seeing things differently. So this is definitely a wish fulfillment, wish granted here for you. I love that. So let's see, what do they need to focus on right now? We had that King of Wands about seeing the bigger picture and getting clarity, and then that Seven of Swords, just maybe seeing things differently. You may be seeing them differently. After they come in with this better energy, this more stable energy, you could be seeing them in a different light. In a good way. In a very good way. So what else do they need to focus on right now, Spirit? Awesome. I love this for you. Okay, so we had the Five of Pentacles, and you had the Five of Cups up here in your energy. There's definitely some lack mindset, some limiting beliefs here, and that could be involving this person. Maybe you think that you guys are never going to come together, that this isn't a wish fulfillment, but Spirit is telling you to release that mindset and put down these burdens. You're ending a painful cycle here, and that could be with this person. It could be with somebody else, but they're obviously walking away too and ending things. So this has definitely been a painful cycle for one or both of you, maybe together or separately. And then we've got the Ten of Pentacles. Like, this is ultimate wealth, building a legacy. So I feel like you guys, with this stability down here in these three cards, and then you have the Ten of Pentacles as your ultimate outcome, you're definitely going to be building a legacy with this person. It will be very stable, very wealthy. You're definitely building up to this 10 of Pentacles. So I really love that for you, Pisces. That's really awesome energy. So let's see. And this could be somebody that you are actually involved with. And then once they lay down this conflicting energy, you know, they could have just been in hermit mode inside this relationship. This doesn't even have to be somebody that you're not married to. This could be a spouse. But then they're going to move on from limiting beliefs or whatever it is that has held them back and kept them conflicted. And you guys are moving on. So let's see. What else do we have for Pisces spirits? You know, if your spouse has been going through it, you guys are coming out of that, definitely. Ending that cycle. Moving towards something much, much better. So we have regret and repression. Yeah, see, they could have been holding back something here. And then we have comfort zone, clinging. So maybe they were holding on to their comfort zone and now they're kind of moving out of that energy. And then we have memories and nostalgia. So again, this could be somebody from your past and they're walking away from something else after doing some soul searching. It's a general reading, so it's going to resonate differently for each of you. But either way, they're coming out of something and you guys are definitely moving on to bigger and better. Building some stability, building something amazing here together. I love it when Spirit does this. This is so fun. When they do these little confirmations for me. So we have forgiveness, apology, kindness, grace. So maybe give this person some grace after what they've been through and the painful cycles that they're ending, you know, and it doesn't mean you have to forgive someone. You have free will. But this is what I love about Spirit. Didn't I say gift? Like we had the 6 of Pentacles and the star up there. So this is a cosmic gift and major blessings from the universe coming your way. We have loyal by nature, honesty, passion for you. So this is a very loyal, again, very stable person. And then we have inner child, childhood wounds. So maybe that's what they were healing. Maybe they had, you know, whatever those inner childhood wounds were, they went within and kind of healed that. So definitely moving forward in this, though. Very stable, very grounded. I really love this for you, Pisces. Hopefully this resonated for you, and I will see you next time. Bye.